How to live in the now. Today I want to talk a little bit about how we can go about learning to live in the now. We all sort of get told it's really important that you learn to live in the now and that you stay really grounded and focused where you are. And it's all very well and good for people to kind of say these things to us, but sometimes we don't quite understand what they're sort of meaning and what they're kind of trying to get us to do. Now, I'm just going to explain a little bit about how to learn to be in the now. The now is where you are right here. So for example, I'm here and I'm making this video for you guys and I'm trying to get the messages across to you, and I'm just standing here and I'm aware of my environment. That's me being in the now, and my thoughts aren't going anywhere else other than directly to you guys. Now, what happens is people actually, their thoughts tend to go in the past or back to memories, and some people get quite stuck back there, and it's hard to kind of pull yourself back. But there's nothing wrong with going back as long as you get yourself back to where you are. So some people also have a lot of fears and angst and pain that comes up in their body because they're worrying about things in the future and what's going to happen, and they're creating scenarios in their head going forward of things that might happen. So that's another way that your mind starts to get very racy and very busy about where your thoughts are going. So when you're trying to be in the now, it's really important that you always pull yourself back, because these things may never happen. You know, you can make up a lot of things in your mind that aren't necessarily true or going to come to fruition. So try and always pull yourself back. There's many ways that you can actually do that and ground yourself. A lot of the time you can go out in nature. That's a wonderful way to do it, and you can look at the trees or the birds flying past and just look at the very simple things. You could sit on a park bench and watch people go by. These are the things that will ground you, because it'll interrupt your own thoughts and what's sort of going on in your busy mind. Another great way of doing this is just doing small things. For example, they talk about making a cup of tea, and I think that's why in a lot of cultures making a cup of tea is such a ritual. And just stir the tea and really take your time making that tea and enjoy that process. And these are the things that can interrupt thoughts because you're only focused on that one sort of task at hand. For example, the other night I was actually turning the handle in the bathroom. I was actually closing the door, and I could actually feel myself literally looking at the handle with my hand actually turning the handle. It was probably only for 5 seconds, but in that 5 seconds I was completely with that door handle and my mind was nowhere else. And I think that's actually the first time I've really looked at that handle. I've got an old cottage, and you know, it's an old handle, and I've never really looked at the handle. So it was kind of an interesting moment for me to experience, because these are the kind of things about being in the now and teaching yourself how to stay grounded. And they're very simple things, but they're things that can really, really help people when they're going through times of pain, angst, fears, contractions in the body. These are the things, when your thoughts start to race away, whether it be to the past or the future, you need to really start to quickly pull your thoughts back and be in the now and keep yourself busy and keep yourself focused right here and right now. And I'm not saying that you're not going to have thoughts drift in and out, because you are, and that's always going to happen. But you've got to learn to, instead of letting them get momentum and getting away on you, that when it starts to happen, any negative thoughts and these sort of things, you pull them back and you start just ground yourself again. Now, there's a really good teacher out there called Eckhart Tolle, and I'm sure most of you probably have heard of Eckhart, and he's just amazing. He's written a book called The Power of Now, and I think you should do yourself a favour and go and actually purchase that book. Or he's also got some videos on YouTube that you can watch about being in the now, and he's an absolute master at teaching you how to pull your thoughts back and stay grounded and really sort of get your thoughts right where you are and right where you are now. And he calls it actually being conscious and just not drifting around in your unconscious thoughts. So go and do a few of these things. Look up Eckhart and try to keep yourself grounded. And when you're doing little things, really be in that moment and be thinking about what's actually happening in front of you or what you're actually doing. Especially, for example, if you're having a coffee or something with someone, make sure you're just there with that conversation and your mind's not drifting away, that you're actually listening to them. That's another example of, you know, really being grounded and being in that moment. So anyway, I hope this video helps a little bit on learning to be in the now. And yeah, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. Chrissy Fitzgerald Psychic Life Coach online, and press the like button below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.